Hi, I'm Jess. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're doing the Addams Family book tag. This would have been better in October when it was actually Halloween, but I'm doing it now, so. And this tag was created by Hannah Books and Beauty. Question 1 is Morticia Addams is a witch. What is your favourite witch book? Now for this one, I realised I haven't even read that many witch books, and I can't really go Harry Potter because that's too obvious, so I picked the Gemma Doyle trilogy, which I do not own. Meaning I can't hold it up, not that I haven't read it. This trilogy focuses on a young Victorian girl living in India who witnesses the death of her mother and then is shipped off to an English boarding school where she soon finds out she's a witch. It's really cool. It's about this group of teenage girls being awesome together and doing witchy stuff, and I really like the Victorian era, so that's super cool as well. Really magical and quite dark, and they've all got their own little flaws. And I can't show you, but these books are quite thick, but do not be intimidated by the size. It is YA and it's really easy to read. Next is Gomez Addams is the father of the family. Who is your favourite fictional father? For this I was going to pick F. Goodweather from the Strange trilogy, but now I'm thinking about it and I realise it was pretty much the only answer I could think of, and he is not that good. So I'm changing my mind literally right now to Mr. Earnshaw from Wuthering Heights, who rescues Heathcliff from the streets of Liverpool and takes him home to be his child. I would hold up Wuthering Heights for you, but it is over there. No, too far. Next is Uncle Fester can generate electricity, and what makes you light up? Now I picked Jane Austen, but this also includes works inspired by Jane Austen, which I do really hope to do a video on soon. Anything set in that world, and even that era, but like the comedy and the lightness of it, and the satire I really love. But I also really love things that are like sequels or someone going back and meeting Mr. Darcy and all that crazy stuff, and I really like that. Next question is, Wednesday Addams is obsessed with death, so who would you kill? Now there are a lot of characters that I hate that I would want to kill, but who I went for is Ashley Hamilton from Gone with the Wind, and I'll tell you why. It's not just because he is pathetic and cowardly and doesn't appreciate anything that he's got and takes so much for granted, including his wife. No, it's that he makes other people in the book like that too, namely everyone's favourite dumbass, Scarlet. Now don't get me wrong, I adore Scarlet, and the reason it's written like that is kind of, she's meant to be a bit silly, but she's so obsessed with him and it's so annoying. She hates Melly, who is married to Ashley, because he's married to Ashley, and Melly is beautiful and kind and loves Scarlet and never does anything wrong to Scarlet, but because she's married to Ashley, Scarlet doesn't appreciate her either. No one appreciates Melly, and she's the best. And Melly and Scarlet's relationship in this book is my favourite relationship, and it's beautiful and lovely, and I love them both. But it's very much impeded by Ashley, and I think that if Ashley just went off like in the war and got killed and then didn't come back, problems would be solved, and Melly and Scarlet could just be best friends and it would be great. Next is Pugsley is vicious and plays lots of pranks, so who is your favourite villain? Now I just have filmed another tag today saying who's my favourite villain, and I'm giving the same answer because they're my favourites, and personally I don't even see them as villains, but everyone else does. So the Lannisters, all of the Lannisters, my little crazy babies from Game of Thrones. I just love them, and I think that they're all a little evil unit together. Even Tyrion has his bad moments, and they all sort of work together to make a big giant monster, and they're all slightly different and they're all slightly the same. Like, they're all really entwined and they can never escape each other. And I just think it's really an interesting dynamic, and I love them. I am a Lannister and I'm a Martell. And whenever I say I love the Lannisters, or I should paraphrase? Change. whenever I say I love Cersei, everyone goes, ew, really? Yes, really. Yes, really. I love all of them. I've written down like one word to remind me like what the questions are. Well, I've written down the questions, but not like the description that comes beforehand. So it just says Frankenstein, which I assume is made up of different things. So it's Frankenstein. What is your favourite adaptation? 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 First, I picked North and South, which I think came out in 2007. It's got Richard Armitage and Daniela Denby Ash as the main two characters, and it's amazing. It's 4 episodes, and I watched it a few years before I read the book, and I just love them both. I love them both equally, and the book did firmly cement it as one of my favourite books and favourite classics as well. But I love the TV show, the mini-series, because one, BBC are always really good at doing period dramas, let's just settle that. And also, it's so faithful to the book, but not in a boring way. It doesn't feel like you're just watching the same thing if you've already read the book. Just as reading a book doesn't feel like you're just reading something you've already seen, even though you have. They complement each other so well, and it's very faithful, and it's just so well written and so good, and Richard Armitage is just a beautiful, beautiful human. Last is Grandmama is an iconic witch, and so what is your favourite horror? Now, bringing back The Strain by Guillermo del Toro, yeah, the film director, that guy, and the horror author, Chuck Hogan. Anyway, it's a trilogy about a vampire apocalypse. Think zombies, but with vampires. Only the vampires are not shiny, they're monsters, and they're gross. I read the first book in like 3 days, which was quick at the time, because this was like 5 years ago. It feels like you're reading a movie, and you could just speed through this series so quickly for that reason. And it's got such an eclectic cast of characters, and it's really gory, and it's magical. The first book starts off with like the creepiest folk story you'll ever hear, and it's like a grandma telling it to her child, and it's so creepy. It's so creepy, and I remember because I read this like at 3 in the morning. I don't know why I was reading it at 3 in the morning, but I was, and that's why I was really creeped out, because scary stories that late is not a good idea. I haven't read anything else from Chuck Hogan, but I know that Guillermo del Toro is really good at making creepy films and making them really suspenseful, and there are moments where you're like, oh my god, in these books, so you should definitely read them. So that is it for the Addams Family book tag. I think I'm going to post this now, or next. I just filmed a different tag that I was going to post next, but I like this one. I think I'm going to do this one next. So, this is weird since I'm putting that at the end and you are watching it, hopefully. But thank you if you are watching it, because I haven't really spread this channel out a lot, so I have not got a lot of views, but that's okay. I'm very grateful for the ones that I have got, and hopefully we can keep on this train and get some more viewers and discussions going. So thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon.